Imagine you do everything the right way. You build your team the right way. You construct your team the right way. Don't try to go seek a superstar to lure a superstar to your team. But they'll take an L at the end. There was a tweet that went viral, and it was talking about how the new CBA rules is going to destroy OKC's future. Now, OKC been playing pretty good. You know, Chet looks good. SGA, they got Lou Dort. Jalen Williams is, I think he's really, really underrated. But the new CBA is going to ruin that because they can't pay all the players. So pretty much that's how it's going to work, right? And the team that caused this is, unfortunately, the Warriors. It's not a bad thing to hate the Warriors sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because they, even teams that build the right way, they suffer the consequences of how good the Warriors were. So this is pretty much what's going on. OKC will eventually have to pay the talent they've drafted. They added a second luxury tax line in new CBA, which severely penalizes teams if they pass it, and the penalties increase every year they're above it, right? Due to this, OKC will probably have to trade away drafted talent because the penalties to pay everyone will be too steep. So they can't pay Josh Giddey, SGA, Chet, Lou Dort, and Jalen. I think it's Jalen Williams. They can't pay all them the max contract. It's kind of similar to the Harden, Westbrook, and KD thing. Harden didn't get paid, so he got mad and he went to the Rockets, right? Or they traded him or something like that, right? So the previous CBA would simply compound the amount of tax a team would have to pay for every year they're above the luxury tax. So sadly, OKC would have to break up their team prematurely because of the new CBA. And then this bitter fan said, congrats to the NBA, your new anti-Warriors CBA is going to do nothing but hurt small market teams that build the right way. So these are all the players. All these guys, I would be honest, they're all getting max contract. They all going to get max contracts. Chet, SGA, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, Jalen, they're all getting max contracts. They're all really talented. And they can't pay all of them. So if I'm OKC, I would trade somebody by next year. I ain't going to lie. By next year, one of these people, they got to go. So I'll get a star now rather than lose them. And you always notice, like, the Thunder, they always get a bunch of draft picks. Like, Sam Presti is the king of getting draft picks, right? So every single year they get a ton of draft picks, bro, as many as they can. They probably have the most draft picks in the NBA right now. They're ranked number one in terms of draft assets. They have so much talent. Like, bro, y'all remember Trey Mann? Like, Trey Mann was getting minutes, and now he's I think he's in the G League now. So they have so much young talent, but they got to give some of it away. But OKC, like Sam Presti, he's good at, like, picking players for his teams. So that's something he doesn't get enough credit for. Like, he's good at eyeing talent. KD was an obvious one, and Russ and Harden, and all the pieces they added. So they're really good at getting young talent and picking them up. This guy right here, he's the Warriors. I think he's the owner of the Warriors or GM. And this is what he said a while ago about the restrictions. So he said they'll have a direct impact on the Warriors team building. We're gonna win no matter what. I don't care what the rules say. Y'all not doing that right now. First of all, this quote is cap. He definitely does care about what the rules say. He can't get basically. I think it was trying to stop the Warriors from getting super teams. They're trying to balance out the NBA, which honestly this year has probably been the best year it's been for the NBA in a long time. Like, every team is good. The West is wild. The East is pretty good. So this is probably long term. It probably is good for the NBA, but it just sucks that, like, a team that did everything the right way, they won't be able to see how good, how far this team can go. Because now obviously they're not going to win the finals now. They're young, but this team in the next 2 to 3 years, they're looking like a team that's going to be top 5 every single year, and they can't give everyone a max contract. And especially after the James Harden thing, I don't think anybody's going to take a pay cut because they see how filthy, GMs would do their players. So you see, none of these guys are going to take a pay cut. Like, everyone's going to make sure they get paid, right? So it's a mess. That's a mess up situation. So, yeah, one of these guys, I don't know who's going to be. If I had to guess, it will probably be Lou Dort or Jalen Williams because I think he likes the idea of having his own team. And I think, him and Josh Giddey, they fit well together as well as Chet. So I don't see any of those three leaving, but I think these two guys leave, Lou Dort and Jalen Williams. They're not about to pay them $120 million. They might. I mean, they do. I tip my hat to them, but it's crazy that, it's going to be cut short. So they probably got like a 1 to 2 year window, and then one of these guys are more than likely going to be gone unless they're willing to take a pay cut. But I don't know if OKC wants to go over that luxury tax. So I expect something to expect from OKC. I think they're going to test out new talent, just to prepare for it. So if they have to replace one of these guys, then they're still in good shape. So They got a lot of talent in G League right now, and I'm sure Sam Presti has his eyes on a lot of talent. Chet's playing pretty good. 17, 8, 3 assists. He's having a good year. What's OKC's record? They're 9-4. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, they have a really good team. They're definitely going to the playoffs this year. I think they're going to make the playoffs this year. They look like a team that's, to be reckoned with, but they got a lot of talent they might have to give up. And yeah. Bro, I think Chet and SGA is their future stars. So these guys are probably just competing to see who's going to stick. But all these guys, they putting up solid numbers this season. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, bro. This is a hard team to beat. I'm telling y'all. They're a sleeper, and like no one's talking about them. So, yeah, I don't know. I hope, if one of them is humble enough to take a pay cut, that would be dope. But I just don't see nowadays people aren't about to take pay cuts. Like, nobody's taking pay cuts no more. I think the years of players taking pay cuts, that shit is over with, bro. After that Harden thing, everyone, they're going to try to get as much money as they can out of these teams. That pay cut loyalty shit, that shit's dead. So yeah, I don't know which one of these guys leave. I'm curious to see how that plays out. But that was an interesting take, and I wonder if the NBA adjusts the rules, because OKC, they did everything the right way. They did stuff how it's supposed to be done. You can't really, you got to reward a team for doing stuff how it's supposed to be done.